Kita lanjutkan.
Oh ya.
So, agenda yang ketiga, apa sih innovation news learning yang betul-betul konsepkan itu sudah
ini enggak saya screen.
Saya ngomong tidak berdasarkan teori, ini yang sedang kami lakukan. Apa Coach? Ada problem bertahun-tahun. Ini adalah kegelisahan kita, keresahan kita, bukan kita, saya dan angkatan usia saya. Jadi kalau teman-teman akan hidup bersama, kegelisahannya apa Coach? Problemnya kita belajar bahasa Inggris tapi kita tidak pernah membahasakan bahasa yang tidak pernah dibahasakan. Kenapa? Karena kita fokus belajar tentang mata bahasa. Kita bicara tentang religius, bicara tentang structure, bicara tentang regulation. Aturan-aturan yang ketika sekolah itu pokoknya ada nilai, bukan PK-nya. Biasanya adalah nilai. Bertahun-tahun bahkan sampai kuliah pun biasanya adalah nilai. Sedangkan pada saat kita terjun ke dunia karir, ke dunia bisnis, yang kita butuhkan adalah berbicaranya, kemampuan speakingnya. Jadi ada contradiction di sini, apa yang kita pelajari dengan apa yang dibutuhkan di masa depan kita. Makanya ini yang kita perjuangkan. Gimana caranya Pak? Saya bersama teman-teman fokus untuk memberikan pelatihan bahasa Inggris ke sekolah-sekolah. Namanya gerakan bahasa Inggris. Sangat berguna. Tahun ini kita mengganti yang karena kita memahamkan nanti juga dan paham bersama kakak sertifikat. Boleh pulang kita datang ke sekolah-sekolah, tutornya di KPI, kita didik gimana caranya belajarnya, cara ngajarnya itu menyenangkan. Kenapa? Karena yang kita ajarin itu speaking. Ya nanti ada metodenya. Yang kedua, kenapa banyak orang kampung yang punya bisa bahasa Inggris? Karena jaraknya jauh. Maksud saya keluar. Bagilah yang bisa. Setuju nggak? Pakai nggak sih? Makanya buru-buru bahasa Inggris. Buat makan aja mungkin. Makanya kenapa tutornya saya datangkan ke sekolah-sekolah di tempat langsung aja di sekolah. Tutornya kita di sekolah-sekolah. Kenapa bahasa Inggris jadi nggak suka? Karena bunyi kaku. Nggak ada bukan kaku. Kita punya metode namanya sinau, sinau. Apakah? Kalau mau sinau itu harus dibuat senang. Senang dulu baru enak tahu. Kok kita nggak bisa sinau dulu? Dan yang terakhir, kenapa banyak orang nggak bisa bahasa Inggris? Karena tidak gimana? Pada jam 10 kita dibayar, gimana? Hanya mama, hanya bapakmu punya uang 300.000, milik khusus apa milik banyak pikiran? Bayar cicilan. Akhirnya sampai kapanpun orang kampung, orang desa, ini cuma dua, orang bento kere, orang kere bento. Kita berdua tidak ada lagi orang. Kita punya hati, kerja pada kosong. Gak ada yang utang. Biasanya tolong enggak itu saja tolong enggak ada es teh manis kok bisa kamu bisa 5 tahun 10 tahun yang akan datang kota utama untuk karir bersaing tentang bahasa Inggris apapun profesinya apapun cita-citanya kalau kita nggak bisa bahasa Inggris kalau anak ibu 5 tahun ke depan 2 tahun ke depan dan bahasa Inggris pasti nganggur pasti terberapa. Belajar dari SD, betul SMP akan start. SMA harus pacaran, udah kuliah harus nikah. Jadi belajarnya dari ini kita perjuangkan kosong. Ini inovasi learning investmental. Tidak hanya gerakan guru-guru ini kalau menjadi gerakan nasional. Cara mengajarnya bagaimana kalau jangan lupa. Kita nggak mudah-mudah lama karena yang kita ada S. Ini itu namanya greet. Ada B, ada I, ada R, ada L. Greeting, greetingnya bagaimana Mas? Masuk kelas tuh greetingnya nggak boleh. Selamat pagi adik-adik. Good morning everyone. Good morning student. Harus dimulai dengan ice greeting. Kayak tadi. Satu, dua, ya. Ini apa? Kita apa dosis. L, review. Review itu orang materi yang kemarin. Maksudnya kita sekarang review. S-nya itu apa? DRL. L-nya itu apa? Listening lagi belajar. Belajar itu ada namanya rumble. Apa itu rumble? Rumble itu kalau seperti ini. UNUGIRI. Jadi kita keluarkan, kita minta. Kita saat menunggu belajar mulai British, mulai capek, mulai ngantuk. Kalau bentar lagi nanti semangat lagi dia. Langsung rumble. Jadi kita rumble, kita rumble. Aku latihan fun dan beri modul. Apa itu fun dan beri modul? Kalau kita mengajarkan bahasa Inggris, tentunya vocabulary dan ada vocabulary. Vocabulary itu kita ajarin tentang vocab. Di dalam vocab ada istilah drilling. Drilling itu ngapain bos? Ngulang berulang-ulang dengan ada kerja. Repeat apa ini? Oke. Air. Air. Water. Air. Water. Water. Air. Di muka. Di muka. Di mulutnya. Saya kan ajaran kelas ini terlihatnya kayak gimana? Itu baru satu pokoknya. Nanti di lima atau di bawah. Pokoknya selesai baru kasih kisah. Kalau saya minum air drink, saya minum air, I drink water, I drink water. Itu kisah. Kisah itu kalimat. Jadi ada vocabulary, ada kisah. Dua hal itu saja. Baru nanti SDM pandai terima dulu. Cara ngajarnya gimana supaya nyelumin? Cara ngajarnya gimana supaya atas semangat? Terus pakai lagu baru, pakai musik, pakai. Itu setiap materi sudah ada SDM-nya. Jadi tidak ada lagi kita ngajar anak SD, adik-adik, subjek, perempuan, dan ini. Belajar kriminal itu kalau kita langsung ngomong, vocabnya banyak, baru kita tahu. Ibarat kita bayi, nanti lahir harus diajari rumus-rumus. Udah ngomong deh, ajarin Jepang, wani mulai SMP, SMA. Jadi adik-adik kita, namanya English speaking for kids, ajarin mulai ngomong. Ya, benda-benda apa, yang speaking. Speaking itu ngajarin speaking. Bayangkan kalau setiap hari adik kita ngajarin pintar setahun, tapi sebentar saja bahasa Inggris yang nggak pernah praktek dengan sistem belajar kita seperti itu sama anak SD 1 tahun. Gara-gara mati. Karena setahun tiap hari belajar itu, belajar bisa. Jangan di universitas kita belajar dari itu, jangan ngomong di antara akhirnya sebalah. So, ketika teman-teman mengajar, pastikan di vocab dan essentialnya. Please jangan mau disuruh ngajarin sama saya bantu ngajar AKS ya Bu. Kamu Pak Yusuf juga di matematika. Ada AKS akhirnya bungkus lah. Pasti krik-krik. Pasti ngantuk. Karena nggak bisa dirubah, nggak bisa dibuat fun, dibuat gimana? Subjek, perempuan, masa ini, bingung. Ya, pengen bergaya nggak bisa. Coba kalau vocab dan saya banyak nanti kalian. Ya, ini solusi yang kita lakukan, teman-teman. Dan sekarang akhirnya saya tadi sudah mengunjungi sama Ibu DK kita, Pak Direktur kita, sekarang ini kita sedang darurat itu. Hampir 200 sekolah itu terus bergulir, minta kita datang, dan kita tolak. Jadi teman-teman seandainya nanti lulus, makanya dulu saya. Atau sekarang masih butuh duit, begini saya. Bukan minjem, bukan utang loh ya. Intinya ayo jadi negara. Saya pasal aku, ya kami cuma satu cari duit. Atau bisanya cuma ada satu kos, monggo satu aja. Butuh berapa orang? Satu kampus satu semua boleh. Orang SNTN sudah beli 50 orang. Di UNUGIRI kira-kira berapa orang kan?
Satu kelas itu kayaknya ikut sih.
Satu kelasnya kan ini. Ya, kok ini nggak ada itu kenapa ya?
Khusus.
Apa karena semua orang harus sudah memberikan kamu? Kapan kita mau berbayar? Ya, nanti bagi saya di inisiatif ya. Soalnya kita butuh dana. Jadi sama-sama berjuang. Kenapa saya melakukan seperti ini? Satu DNA dengan kesadaran kalian. Aku prodi bahasa Inggris, aku belajar bahasa Inggris, aku belajar bahasa Inggris, kalian pakai yang lain, dikasih juga. Kapan lagi yang seperti ini? Ya, keindahan apa lagi yang tidak seperti ini? Enak banget. Lipat mana lagi yang bagus sangat. Ini yang kita harapkan. Setuju?
Ya.
Merdeka belajar itu bukan sekedar tahu apa, tapi sudah bisa apa. Bukan sekedar teori terus. Jangan baik-baik. Pertanyaannya sekarang, kowe mau sinau wes salah. Kowe mau sinau wes iso apa? Kowe lulus dari sarjana wes kok. Kowe lulus dari sarjana wes iso apa? Mereka.
Okay, again, okay, thank you very much, Coach Priyo, right? Priyo. Priyo, it's giving us such informative and comprehensive material. Thank you for your sharing today. It's grateful for having you today. And everyone, we move to another session. Yeah, that is Mr. Jeffrey. After we have Mr. Jeffrey to present the presentation, we open our Q&A. Okay, or directly right now Q&A. Okay, first.
I have to meet the
president of Indonesia. Okay, I see. Okay, everyone. Now we open Q&A for Mr. Pryor. So please give your question.
Yes,
yeah. Okay, Ina. Oh, yes. Siapa dulu? Ya, Nurul, silakan. Oke. Nurul.
Biasanya seperti itu penting dibaca materi. Kalau coach sendiri, mana sih yang penting antara materi sama teori? Kalau tadi kan ada siapa? Mungkin ya. Alasannya. Ya. menyenangkan kita, kalau menyenangkan terus, kapan sih judul materinya? Kalau cuma materi doang kan terlalu sekali. Jadi mana yang lebih sangat
Waktu kita jawab ya kan?
Oh ya.
Yang pertama waktu secara pada zaman dulu kalau kita orang pameran itu di tengah alas pengadilan ini mampu dan sudah ada pekerjaan perempuan. So lebih penting mana antara metode dan materi. So ini seperti guys yang dalam kehidupan. Salah satu ada tingkat maka hasilnya tidak akan berhasil. Jadi metode harus diketahui oleh orang yang mampu menyampaikan sebuah materi. Metode itu diketahui sama orang yang akan menyampaikan materi. Nah, banyak orang yang tanya buangnya materinya atau terbalik dia tahu metode sama jadi dua-duanya itu harus kita kuasai. Kalau sudah bicara metode, sudah bicara materi, berbicara apa? Ada satu yang tidak apa? Metodenya tahu, materinya tahu. Apa lagi? Ourselves, skill kitanya. Kayak tadi KSA tadi, knowledge, skill, attitude. Metodenya bagus, materinya bagus, tapi kita nggak punya itu. Kita nggak punya skill. Jadi patokannya KSA tadi. Jadi semua metodenya penting, materinya penting, dan kita juga harus kita harus tahu cara mengajar yang menyenangkan itu sudah. Lebih mana menyenangkan belajarnya? Kalau kita belajar sama dewasa, kita pakai metodenya andragogi, kita ada discussion, lebih ke arah ke solving problem, lebih ke arah ke achievement, lebih ke arah ke case. Kalau andragogi, jadi nggak boleh kita mendikte. Yang ada apa saya sebagai trainer, saya mau bilang apa? Macam begini ikut. Kenapa ya ikut kalau nanti kita sudah nggak suka ini terus pengen mencintainya? Nah itu yang kita bahas. Oh berarti itu kalau saya begini kita discuss itu andragogi kalau di bahasa ini di sini tidak ada rasa menyenangkan. Tapi menyenangkan itu akan kita berikan kepada anak-anak. Metodenya pedagogi apa? Karena bisa bermain. Anak itu biasanya bukan serius belajar tidak bermain. Ada kemampuan bermain peran, kemampuan bermain peran. Dunia ini panduk sandiwara. Kalau ketika ngajar, untungnya dari YouTube di China, ada guru mau masuk kelas, dia berdiri dulu, angkat CCTV, bukannya gini. Jangan bisa berperan seperti yang sudah kelasnya sampai kan udah masuk di nggak boleh. Mau udah masuk kelas 5, tapi kalau sukses semangat ini itu kemampuan bermain peran, bukan main tentang capek juga. Kalau nggak ngajar, kalau perlu capek itu. Clear? Next.
Okay, the next question. Yeah.
Yes.
Oke. Jadi bertanya ya, apa dari orang yang beranggapan di luar sana kalau pengen kaya itu dengan dulu. Dan kenapa itu dikatakan sebagai profesi bukan menurut
Ada berat jawabnya. Ini sebuah fenomena kan? Ini saya dan menjadi guru. Kenapa banyak? Karena ketika menjadi guru, yang mereka dapatkan itu sebuah ketenangan, sebuah kenyamanan, sebuah kekayaan. Jadi kalau orang yang pengen kaya, tapi dia jadi guru. Karena orang di dulu itu dia betul pengertian, itu juga dan secara ekonomi nyaman, secara ekonomi aman, itu mindset ya. Jadi memang ada sisi baiknya bahwa memang dulu tidak kaya, kita kontinu dengan kayaknya benar, kecuali kalau jadi punya kami luar biasa. Kalau bisnis yayasan jadi kamu luar biasa. Akhirnya kita menciptakan dulu sama mereka apa berjuang gimana supaya dulu dan makanya jangan lupa nanti kalau misalkan apa ada peraturan yang sifatnya guru tidak diperhatikan demo aja guru naik gaji lagi nanti punya karakter jadi mudah-mudahan ini kita pertama Karena saya lagi bermasalah Kak. Untuk profesional, ya kan? Siapa dulu ditutup untuk profesional. Jadi kalau ini tadi tapi kalau bertraining, alah enak tadi tenang training. Nah itu dia mas. Tanya ini menjadi kaitan sama ya jelas. Ketika teman-teman mengajar dan menjadi orang jadi kemampuan bermain peran. Yang bermasalah jangan menjadi pasangan. Yang ada dimulai, yang ada di teman-teman yang kita ajarkan di profesional. Gak peduli dari saya kecil.
That's all? Okay, because we have limited time, so I think it's enough to question. So if you have any question, you can send message maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Prayo. Okay, maybe that's all for session 1. Miss Nana? Yeah. We have something special for you. Yes, so think. Okay.
All right. It is the important one. Terima kasih. Mudah-mudahan ada kesempatan buat kamu dari 2 malam kita. Terima kasih banyak.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the second speaker for today. I'd like to introduce you to our keynote speaker for the second session. That is Mr. Ali Saiful. Okay, before we listen the presentation from Mr. Jeffrey Ali Saiful, let me show you the CV.
Hello, good afternoon. Is my voice clear? Am I audible?
Yeah, it's clear. Sudah kedengeran ya? Oh, please. Ya, ini Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Sounds good.
Okay. Okay. Okay, everyone. Before we listen the presentation from Mr. Jeffrey, let me show the CV from Mr. Jeffrey. Oh, yeah. Ini dikeluarkan dulu. Okay, everyone, here in the CV from Mr. Jeffrey. He is graduate from International Graduate Program of Education and Human Development from National Sun Yat-sen University from Taiwan. And then he also graduate from Yogyakarta State University and also in Faculty of Teacher and Training Education from Muhammadiyah University of Surabaya. And he has many experiences in works. For the first is English teacher in Taiwan. Yeah. And then the second is assistant professor. And then the next is volunteer staff of education USA, US government. And then here you can see he also has many professional service. Reviewer of Q1 Scopus and SSCI indexed journal. And then reviewer of Sinta 2 National Accredited Journal. And then reviewer of Sinta 2 National Accredited Journal. Editorial board of Scopus Q1 and ELCI indexed journal. And in the editorial board of Sinta 2 National Accredited Journal. And the last is editor of Sinta 3 National Accredited Journal. And here, for the professional speaker and participant that they got, he is also speaker for international webinar. And then so many experiences here. He also speaker national and international. So wonderful what he has. Okay. Here on the professional membership, the international. For the first is TESOL International Association. And the second is Asia TEFL South Korea. And then for the national TEFLIN Association, and then I Recall Association. And here you can see this is the research focus and publication that he has. Okay, so wonderful. So many articles that he published in international journal and national journal. Okay, that's all. I think that's all on the CV. And if you have any question, maybe you can contact Mr. Jeffrey to ask more information. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I will welcome to Mr. Jeffrey to present the material of ECO-ELT. Okay, Mr. Jeffrey, are you ready to present your presentation?
Sure. So, how should I call you?
Okay.
Miss Nanin? Farina?
Miss Farin.
Miss Farin. Okay, thank you very much for the time, Miss Farin, and thank you very much for the invitations to have sessions with you today all, and particularly for Mr. Eddie. Are you here? Hello, my good
Mr.
friends.
Eddie, are you here?
Yeah. So
Yeah, you
I'm
must
with
be
you.
here.
I'm with you. It's okay.
Yeah, great. I'm not alone then. All right. So first thing first, thank you very much for Mr. Eddie for providing me the time and opportunities for sharing this kind of topic, to particularly for future teachers or future teachers of English department. So for the topic today, I make it very practical for you. I heard from Mr. Eddie that you are now in 7th semester. I bet that you are going to graduate soon. This year, I bet that this year, right? Or next year? So this year, yeah. So that's why, and
Next year.
next year.
Next year, right?
So this topic is relevant for for developing your professionalism and pedagogical practices. Yeah, pedagogical competence, especially how to teach the topic of environment in English language teaching or ELT. So I coined the term for eco-ELT. So I would like to share you guys about this topic. And if you have any questions that popping up in your mind, please feel free to ask me any question related to teaching environmental issues in English classroom. Am I audible enough? Is it my voice clear? Yeah, is it clear, my voice? I think so.
So cool.
Okay, great. So yeah, this is me. So I've just graduated from National Senatan University, and the same. So we are in the same batch of studying in Taiwan with the same as Mr. Eddie, because I went to Taiwan the same plane. We have the same everything the same. So yeah, we are good friends. So I hope that so that means all students, all people, Indonesian people, or if you have courage, if you have commitment, if you are hardworking to pursue your dream, please study abroad. So it will open your minds. Yeah, it will open your perspectives and give you experiences, and you can be more open-minded and have networking. It doesn't mean that always state university. Tidak harus lulusan negeri. Lulusan swasta juga mampu dan pasti memiliki kemungkinan yang sama. Tinggal kita saja mau berjuang atau tidak. Okay? So please be on top of that. So I would like to go further. I don't talk about the research focus. It's already told by Miss Vereen, yeah, about my CV. Thank you very much for sharing that. So first thing first, I would like to tell you that ELT stands for Ecology of English Language Teaching, meaning that ELT talk about how to teach environmental issues in English classes, or how to do a research about environmental issues in the field of ELT. So actually, ELT can have benefit for English teachers and also English students, because when we read English materials, when we listen English materials or English listening, there are many topics that we learn in English, right? We can learn about economy, we can learn about the topic of technology, we can also learn the topic of environmental issues, such as air pollution, such as climate change, and so on and so forth. So that means environmental issues in English language teaching is not new. But English teachers do not optimizing this kind of opportunities to use environmental issues to teach in English classes. So that's why I coined a term eco-ELT as a room, as a home for us, as English teachers or future English teachers like you all, to teach about environmental issues in English classes. So this is like very practical, and this is useful for you when you want to teach English later on. If you graduate from this department and you become a real teacher, you can integrate or teach environmental issues in English language classes. So I already talked to you about what is eco-ELT. And this one, if you teach the topic of environmental issues in English language classes or English classroom, there are at least two benefits. The first one is the benefit for the students, your students. And the second one is the benefit for you yourself as an English teacher. For the first one, when you integrate or use the topic of environmental issues in English classes, your students will develop their English skills, their vocabularies, because they know new vocabularies related to environment, such as climate change, such as degradations, pollutions, and so on and so forth. So using environmental topics in English language classes can also develop the students' linguistic or language competency or proficiency in this case. The students also know that the issues of climate change, so their intellectuality is also improved. They can collaborate to do a project about environment. For example, you ask your students to go to the river and then to clean the river, clean the beach, and then clean like environment. So they do collaboration activity. So meaning that environmental topic or activities can also facilitate the students' social skills, such as collaboration, cooperation, and so forth. And students' emotions can also be increased. For example, the students can develop their emotions, their feeling of oneness towards environment. They feel close to environment. They feel a part of the environment. So they don't harm the environment. And then the last one, for you yourself as a teacher. As a teacher, because you teach environmental topic in English classes, then you yourself will improve your knowledge about environment. And then you yourself will increase your knowledge about maybe new vocabularies. So meaning that teaching environmental topic in English classes will also benefit you yourself as an English teacher. So you carry the same responsibility as human. We are human, right? We are not animal. We are not plants. We are not trees. So humans have the responsibility to protect environment, to save our earth. So that's why whether we are English teacher, whether we are mathematics teacher, biology teacher, Indonesian language teacher, and other kind of teacher, other kind of profession, we are doctor, we are nurses, or so on and so forth, we are human, which means we have the responsibility to protect, to save our earth. So that's why, as an English teacher, we carry that responsibility, and English teachers must implement those responsibilities in English classes by teaching environmental topics in English classroom. So this is the benefit for both students and English teacher. And what are the examples? Okay, I give you more examples, more practical, so that you have an idea when you want to integrate or to teach environmental topics. So this is kind of the topics related to animals and plants. So as an English teacher, all right, maybe Zainuddin, could you turn off your recordings? It's a little bit bothering. Okay, could you please, Miss Verena, could you please mute Mr. Zainuddin? All right, let's get a move on. Then, so at least there are 5 ways. Yeah, at least, thank you. So at least there are 5 ways of you as a teacher, if you want to integrate or to teach environmental topics in ELT. The first one is material. The second one is experiential. The third one is cognitive. The fourth one is emotion. And the fifth one is philosophical. I will elaborate one by one. So, and then I will speak slowly so that you can grab the points that I want to deliver. You can understand and comprehend what I want to talk about to you. So the first one, material. What does it mean by material? Meaning that material refers to consumption, sustainable consumption. We eat food with care. We use food and so on, and we don't throw away traces from food. So meaning that we consume everything related to materials like food, plants, animals sustainably. So teacher, you are a future teacher. If you want to teach environmental topics, you can choose topics about food, about consumption, how to consume food, how to eat food nicely, good for environment. So you can teach this kind of topic at the first time. So, and this topic related to material. This is the example. So British Council already have provided lesson plan and also teaching materials for you to teach about environmental topics in English classes. So this is about food. Sometimes you can teach food, right, in your classes, in English classes, such as in elementary school, junior high school, or senior high school. And you can talk about food. For example, you can talk about vocabulary related to the food, and then you can ask the students to say about, do you like this? Do you like pizza? Or do you like banana? Or do you like, and then shoot. And then you can also ask the students talk about the menus. And then you ask the students to group foods. This is food good, and this is the quality of the foods, and then how to do healthy eating. So this kind of activities that you can do in your classes talking about food, which is a very interesting and very simple, because there are so many vocabularies related to the food, right? So, such as pizza, and then chips, and then a lot of foods like vegetables or fruits. You can talk about it. And then you can also talk about how to eat them healthily. So how to keep them. So this kind of activity you can use in your English classes. So this is the very first, material. The second one is experiential approach, meaning that you can bring your students, go outside the class. Sometimes the students are very lazy, always study in the class. And then they are like, come on, miss and mister, I want to go out. I don't want to end the class anymore. I just want to explore nature, environment. I just go outside the classroom. You can do that in English classes. So you can go out from your classes and then do experiential learning, meaning that you can learn from the nature. And then you can teach English related to the nature on the nature. You go outside, you go outdoor, not just indoor. So this is experiential. You can do this kind of activities though in your English classes. For example, this one, you can teach about descriptive writing. Sometimes we ask students to write descriptive text using, can you describe the things around you? Can you describe your friend? Oh, she is blah, blah, blah. She has long hair and blah, blah, blah. So we can use this kind of activity to talk about animals and plants. Can you describe animals that you see in the zoo? Can you describe plants? So we can incorporate plants and animal or nature topic in English writing, such as descriptive text. So this kind of the example that the students can use or can write. So the students can take a picture outside the classroom, maybe mouse, maybe a bird, or maybe plants, abandoned plants, and then take a picture and then describe. Oh, I found this kind of plants, which is very good and then very beautiful, but nobody cares the plant. So they can write 3, 4, 5 sentences describing the plant. So this kind of activity is also a part of EcoELT that you can do outside the classroom. And then you can also ask your students to go to nature, such as see the river, and then observe the river. Oh, there are so many trusses, and then how you as a students deal with this kind of problems. And then you can ask your students to write solutions in a paragraph. So this is kind of simple activities that you can do outside the classes. I'm sure that UNUGIRI also is eco-campus, right? So meaning that around your school is also there are so many plants such as banana plants and then a lot of plants, rice field. You can just go outside the classes and then you can just write things around you related to animals and plants or nature. And then the third one is cognitive. You want to develop the knowledge, awareness, and attitudes of your students towards the environment. You can make the students to love the environment. So if your goal is like this, and you can do either outside the class or inside the class, then you are doing a cognitive approach. So this is very simple. What you can do is you can use poetry, songs, English poetry, English folklores, story about pollution, story about climate change. You can use comics. You can use meme atau meme, yeah. You can use Instagram, yeah, in video from the Instagram or from YouTube about air pollution, about environment in your classes. So and then you can discuss about it with your friends, with your students. So this kind of activity can be applicable in your class to increase the students' awareness and knowledge about environment. And then for young learners, if you like teaching kids about English, you can use songs and you talk about animal habitats, how this animal, where this animal live, where does this animal live, and then how to protect the animal environment. So you can talk about this and then you integrate the tenses such as simple present tense or have to and so on. You can talk about the vocabularies related to animals with your students. If you like to teach young learners such as kindergarten or elementary schools, you can teach kind of this topic in your class. And then emotion related to make the students feel united, feel oneness to nature, that they have sense of belonging to nature. Jadi mereka bisa menyatu dengan alam, memiliki rasa suka dengan alam. So this is emotion. What you can do, you can ask the students to read English poetry. Jadi puisi-puisi tentang alam ya. Itu banyak sekali di internet. Di download, kemudian diajarkan di kelas, siswa suruh membaca, kemudian suruh perform. Jadi ada writing, ada speaking, yang lainnya suruh mendengarkan, berikan pendapat. So a lot of activities you can do using poetry but related to plants and animals or nature. And this is very engaging, very interesting activities that you can do in your class. And this is the same thing. And then philosophical meaning that your aim, your goal is to make the students think that they are humans, but they are not the owner of the world. Jadi kalau philosophical ini tujuan kita adalah mengubah perspektif mahasiswa, kalau itu dosen ya, mengubah perspektif siswa, kalau kalian nanti calon guru, supaya mereka berpikir bahwasannya mereka hidup di dunia ini itu dalam satu ekosistem, dan manusia bukan merupakan ini ya, ciptaan utama yang harus yang ciptaan utama yang semena-mena untuk menguasai bumi. Jadi kita harus memberikan pemahaman kepada siswa bahwasannya siswa sebagai manusia juga memiliki tanggung jawab untuk sebagai kekhalifahan dia ya, memiliki tanggung jawab untuk menjaga bumi, dan penjagaan bumi, kelestarian bumi, kalau kita bertanggung jawab merupakan wujud rasa cinta kita terhadap Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Jadi kalau kita menghabiskan bumi, kemudian membuang sampah sembarangan dan sebagainya, itu merupakan salah satu wujud tidak suka kita terhadap Allah. Karena tugas kekhalifahan dalam perspektif kebumian adalah satu, menjaga bumi, dua, menggunakan bumi dengan secukupnya. Nah, itu ya. Jadi itu filosofi. Jadi mengubah perspektif atau paradigma. Nah, bagaimana caranya? Yaitu dengan melakukan diskusi kritis. Yaitu kenapa tentang fungsi manusia, fungsi mereka sebagai manusia di kelas bahasa Inggris, yaitu belajar bahasa Inggris plus juga belajar tentang dirinya sebagai khalifah atau sebagai orang yang bertanggung jawab untuk menjaga bumi. Dan isinya termasuk dia sendiri sebagai manusia dan teman-teman non-human beings such as animals and plants. Alright, so I would like to share to you that ELT, English Language Teaching, jadi bahasa Inggris juga memiliki responsibility, memiliki tanggung jawab yang sama, dan potensi yang sama dengan subjek lain, dengan mata kuliah lain, atau dengan pelajaran lain, seperti matematika dan sebagainya, untuk mengatasi permasalahan lingkungan. Karena permasalahan lingkungan itu dirasakan oleh semua orang, baik orang tersebut belajar bahasa Inggris atau tidak bahasa Inggris, atau belajar yang fisika dan sebagainya. Semua subjek atau semua mata pelajaran memiliki kewajiban yang sama untuk menjaga bumi, termasuk dalam bahasa Inggris atau mata pelajaran bahasa Inggris. Jadi kalian sebagai calon guru bahasa Inggris dan kita semua sebagai pendidik bahasa Inggris wajib fardu ain hukumnya untuk menjaga bumi. Karena ini merupakan tugas kekhalifahan kita. Okay, then let's protect our fellow creatures, non-human plants and animals or earth. And then it's not too late for TESOL or our field to join in and contribute to saving our world. Now, let's take actions and let's save our earth through eco-ELT. I thank you. All right. I cannot hear your voice, Miss Farina. Oh, okay, now.
Okay,
Awesome.
can you hear me?
Sure, yeah, you are audible.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jeffrey, for inspiring me or us. We as an audience here, we can know what is eco-ELT. So we have to implement in our classroom, such as we have to use material, and then what else? We have to use experimental, cognitive, emotion, and philosophical in ELT. So it can make our classroom more nature, right?
Yep.
And then we,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, thank you for the presentation. Now I invite everyone who wants to ask question for Mr. Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Okay.
go on. If you have any questions, I would appreciate that.
Jeffrey Saiful. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone, is there any questions? Wait.
If you don't
Yeah.
have questions, I will give you questions.
Takia maybe.
Okay, I give you
Uus?
questions. How do you,
Yes.
if you were a teacher, what would you
Yeah.
do in your class
Yeah.
to teach? Just give me one example of teaching nature in English classes based on your idea. Just give
Okay,
one
use
idea of teaching.
okay, use eco ELT, right?
Yeah, one idea.
Yeah, maybe I will use the authentic material, such as maybe I guide the student to feel the nature of our campus, and then we try to doing exercise first, and then try to connect with the main material of my class. So, and then I try to give the knowledge about the nature related with the English language material. And then I try to give them some knowledge about nature, and then try to love nature. So at that
Awesome.
time, maybe at that time, the student will aware to keep clean, maybe, and then to maintain our campus in order to make the situation more nature.
Good. Thank you for sharing wonderful
Yeah.
stories and strategies. I would also tap into your students. Barotu Takia, I want to talk to you. Takia. Yeah, you can use bahasa.
Takia,
Ya,
you
bisa pakai
can use
bahasa
bahasa
Indonesia.
Takia.
Ya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kira-kira punya satu ide nggak cara mengajar bahasa Inggris topik lingkungan di kelas atau di luar kelas? Share your idea. You can use mix English, Indonesia, or Indonesian. It's up to you.
Thank you, sir. You mean
Yeah.
that how to apply the eco-ELT in learning?
Yeah, just give me example. How to teach the topic of environment in English class.
Okay, thank you. I will invite all of my students outdoor to explore the nature in
It's okay, go on. Don't be shy.
Okay, I will invite all of my students outdoor to explore the nature in around the school, maybe, or I will ask them to traveling as well. How to say it? Mengolah.
Yeah.
Mengolah limbah atau apa gitu supaya bisa recycle how it can be useful for our school and also the people around us.
Oke, kira-kira konten bahasa Inggrisnya apa? Apakah mereka vocabulary atau apa nanti yang ditentukan?
Okay, the first I will give them the vocabulary first. And after that, I ask them to make those vocabularies become one sentences. They can improve their speaking skill, and also they can say to other people how the benefit of eco-ELT in learning.
Okay, that's great. So you can teach about recycle activity or procedures related to English, and then you can teach the vocabularies and then the procedures. The students also can make a report after observing, after doing that kind of recycling activities outside the class. So you can include you can teach in that way. So thank you very much for sharing your idea, Takia. It was wonderful. And also also thank you very much for sharing. Is there any questions from you guys? I'm very welcome to answer your questions or give my views. If you don't have any questions, that it's fine. I hope that you understand what my topic.
One more question, please. About ELT, eco-ELT.
Kira-kira what is eco-ELT? Pertanyaan saya. Apa sih eco-ELT itu?
Aini, come on. Can you describe what is eco-ELT?
It's very simple and basic question.
Or maybe our participant in Zoom, do you want to answer?
Yeah, there are so many participants in Zoom. Desi, Marina Susanti, Khairul Rahman, Aini. Go on. I have questions. One. What is eco-ELT?
Okay, sir, I want to ask you.
Okay, go on. Takia.
Okay. What is your opinion about eco-ELT? Is it work in students maybe? Or it will fail if we apply those eco-ELT in our school that
I couldn't hear your voice.
limit source and also tools.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, first thing first, thank you very much for asking that questions, that interesting questions. What is my opinion about eco-ELT when it comes to like implementations in limited source of facilities and sources in school? And is it possible to do that? And then is it worth for the students? First, yes, it is worth. And then teaching about nature does not necessarily mean we require a lot of facilities. You just go out from your school, then you see nature. You breathe, you are breathing, you are a part of the nature. Ketika kita keluar kelas, sudah lihat nature. Jadi apakah itu membutuhkan fasilitas yang banyak? Tidak harus. Jadi langsung keluar kelas sudah lihat nature. Atau di dalam kelas, air that we breathe in, udara yang kita hirup, itu juga bagian dari alam. Jadi siswa juga kita bisa berbicara tentang udara yang kita hirup, apakah sudah bersih, atau di lingkungan di dalam kelas, dilihat sampah-sampah di dalam ruangan itu masih ada atau enggak, atau siswa-siswa masih menyelipkan sampah-sampahnya di dalam laci-laci di mejanya. Nah, itu kan di dalam kelas, apakah itu membutuhkan fasilitas yang bagus di sekolahnya? Tidak. Jadi, it's very simple. We can do simple activities in the class related to nature. We don't need to always go outside. We can do it inside the classroom. So, we can think of many activities involving a lot of and advanced technology or with no technology. With no facilities, we can still do teaching about environmental issues in English classes. So especially we are in villages. Jadi kita di pedesaan malah kita lebih dekat dengan alam daripada di kota. Seperti saya di Surabaya, itu alamnya itu jauh lebih sedikit limited resource-nya daripada di desa. Di desa kan banyak, ada kebun, ada halaman rumah, kemudian banyak sekali yang kita bisa explore dalam kegiatan pembelajaran bahasa Inggris kita. Dibuat seperti project-based learning, dibuat seperti communicative language teaching, task-based language teaching, banyak-banyak kegiatan yang kita bisa lakukan, dan tidak harus memakan resource atau fasilitas yang mumpuni. Cukup dengan di dalam kelas atau keluar kelas, kemudian siswa sharing apa yang dilihat, menuliskan, atau kalian tinggal mengunduh puisi-puisi tentang alam, siswa disuruh membacakan puisi tersebut, kemudian membaca, dikasih pertanyaan, mendiskusikan, itu sudah cukup. Jadi tidak perlu resource yang bagus banget. Harus study tour ke Gunung Bromo misalkan, atau apa gitu. If you have the money, off you go, silahkan. But if you don't have the money, you can do it at your class with a very simple activity. I hope that answer your questions, Takia. Wonderful questions anyway, thank you.
Okay. Takia,
Okay,
is there any question again?
No, Miss, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that I
Quite
speak
clear.
Indonesian.
Yeah.
Maaf, terkadang saya ngomong bahasa Indonesia belepotan. I prefer to speak English. Jadi saya lebih suka ngomong bahasa Inggris. So I'm more comfortable to speak English than Indonesian. So yeah, I'm sorry ketika ngomong bahasa Indonesia belepotan.
Okay. I thought your face is not Indonesian, like Chinese. So
No, we are Indonesian. I'm 100%
Okay.
Indonesian, Mas Edi ya. Mas Edi can confirm that.
Okay.
All
Is
right.
there any question again, everyone? No? Okay, thank you.
Anytime.
Mr. Jeffrey, maybe that's all clear enough for the explanation. Thank you very much for inspiring us to use ECO-ELT in our English classroom. So
welcome.
maybe we can implement in our class, right? Before we close our seminar today, could you please emphasize what the message for your material today? Could you please give the conclusion for your
Okay,
presentation?
great. I will use bahasa Indonesian. Saya akan gunakan bahasa Indonesia. ECO-ELT adalah riset dan pengajaran topik lingkungan di kelas bahasa Inggris. Saya ulangi lagi. ECO-ELT cabangnya ada 2, mengajarkan topik lingkungan di kelas bahasa Inggris atau melakukan penelitian topik lingkungan terkait bahasa Inggris. Jadi 2 ya. Kalau guru, kalian mau melakukan pengajaran di kelas bahasa Inggris menggunakan topik lingkungan, maka kalian sudah menerapkan ECO-ELT. Kalau kalian, guru juga mau melakukan penelitian, mungkin ke depannya jadi mahasiswa S2 atau dosen, tentang topik lingkungan di kelas bahasa Inggris, maka kalian sudah melaksanakan konsep ECO-ELT. Jadi ECO-ELT terdapat 2 cabang. Yang pertama melakukan penelitiannya atau melakukan praktek pengajarannya sama-sama topik lingkungan di kelas bahasa Inggris. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all the point.
Thank you. Yeah, simple conclusion. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jeffrey, for the
Most welcome.
conclusion for the seminar today. I hope we can meet again in another agenda for the English department. And before we close our meeting, maybe we can take picture in this Zoom.
Sure. Give your best shot. Turn off your camera.
Turn on your camera, please.
Yeah, if you are comfortable and you are... Oh, hello, Mr. Eddie. Yeah, it's been a long time we don't call each other. Later on, let's talk about it.
Okay.
All right, go on. Give your best smile.
Ya, sini ya. Kayaknya mana? Nanti dua slide kan? Ini ya, ya. 1, 2, 3. Kirim dulu. Wait. Wait. Ikut aja nggak apa-apa. Nah, di spazin. Oke. The next slide. 1, 2, 3. Oke. Oh, tadi. Ya, sini. Oke, lagi.
Kalau mau say hello sih.
Mana sih aku? Wait ya. Halo Pak Edi, ada Pak Edi di situ.
Yeah. Are you doing good there? I hope that you are doing fine.
Yeah, say hello for Mr. Jeffrey in this class.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me. Yeah.
Hello, Mister.
Hello. Hi. Ni hao. Itu bisa lagi ni hao.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, pretty good. Nice to meet you too.
Oh
At
yeah.
least we can say ni hao.
yeah.
At least we can
Yeah.
say ni hao.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Jeffrey,
It's more than
you
enough.
there here?
Yeah.
Peter?
Ang kalsing rin sa ni.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Ada Pak Edi.
I'm here. Hello.
Halo Pak Edi.
Okay.
Pak Edi is amazing person. He's amazing researcher too. You are blessed to have him in your college, in your department.
Okay, that's all.
That's all. So yeah, thank you very much for inviting me and providing a chance for me to share my thoughts and my idea.
Yeah.
I hope that we can
My
keep in
pleasure.
touch anytime. Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all. See you. Bye-bye and have a
Okay,
good day.
Okay. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Mas Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Salam.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Have a great day.
Anytime. Most welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Awas tuh dipatahin nih.
Okay, everyone. Maybe that's all the presentation for the two speakers. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining this seminar. I hope you can get a lot of knowledge and then experience to implement in your English classroom. Okay. Before we close, ini langsung ke speaker ya. Oh yeah. Okay, let's close our meeting today by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Saya akhiri, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh. Satu dari
Love you, Miss Miss and Mister.